Ghost asking for water. In high school, we lived in a house on the edge of town. This town was a few hours from the Mexican border in the middle of nowhere. Behind our house there is hundreds of acres of fields, and behind that thick brush. Sometimes from our backyard we would see immigrants traveling through the field. Almost daily we would hear of people finding the bodies of these people, dying from exposure and dehydration. From children to the elderly. Sometimes they would get left behind from the guides and left to fend for themselves. They would walk to the highways and seek help, or they would get lost and eventually pass away. The terrain is unforgiving and the heat is almost unbearable. Now that I've given some background, I'll continue my story. I went into my father's bedroom one morning to talk to him and saw that he had a full glass of water by his bed. He was an older man and was big on not eating or drinking in the bedroom so we wouldn't attract bugs. I asked him why he had a full glass by his bed. He told me one of my friends was standing at the end of his bed and telling him that he was very thirsty and begging him for water. My dad said he felt worried about the way my friend was asking and rushed to get him some water. He said when he got back to the room my friend was gone and he just put the water down in case he came back and went back to bed. I would always have friends and my dad was always very accommodating to them, so I can see why he thought it was one of my friends. He's the type of man that if you came into the room asking for pancakes he would pop right up and make them for you. It was common for him not to recognize my friends either. It's my belief that my father saw the spirit of a traveler who passed away, perhaps on our land or somewhere nearby. I told my dad that none of my friends came over, but he was adamant that it was one of my friends. He always refused to believe in ghosts, but always had strange encounters he would try to explain with all types of theories. It wasn't our first and only experience in that house, but that was the one I wanted to share today. Thanks for reading. Ghost asking for water.